Hey lovely people, Khairi here with Film Tech Media, and today we'll be discussing about the roles of a cinematographer, or in some circles we refer to them as DOP or DP, which is short for Director of Photography. Today, we'll be tapping on the expertise and experiences of one of our very own local professional cinematographers. So in 2014, he was selected to attend the Asian Film Academy and his team won the Best Cinematography Award. And in 2017, he attended the prestigious Golden Horse Academy. With that said, let me introduce to you someone that I had the pleasure of working with a couple years back, the one and only Shyan Tan. Thanks for being here, and yeah, I know you're very busy with current projects right now. Tell me something a bit about yourself and your journey on becoming what you are right now.
I've been in this industry for, like close to 9 to 10 years. I started off as a CA for a couple of years for TV dramas, corporate videos, and then after that I moved on to pursue cinematography as a career. So I've been shooting in a capacity of a cinematographer for probably 7 years now. But technically before that, I did videography works since 17 years old. So I did like weddings, events, videos for a good 6 years before I decided to move on totally to filmmaking.
Interesting. The differences between a director and a cinematographer. Can I safely say that the final say is still the director? Whether he doesn't dislike, and whether he doesn't like that certain vase or vase which is in the background.
I feel we just look at a film set like an army, I feel that the director is always like the leader, like he's the king. He has the final say. We are all the other head of departments are just there to fulfill his vision. So as a DP or cinematographer, our job is to fulfill his vision. So we are like the generals. So we command the armies to win the battle for our king.
I would say a cinematographer is in charge of most of the technical stuff.
Yeah, I would say a cinematographer is kind of like a hybrid. You need to know the tech stuff and you need to know the art and craft of filmmaking. So that's why it's so interesting, because you need to marry these two knowledge to get to be a good cinematographer. That's why technology is ever changing, because DPs and cinematographers are always pushing the envelope to achieve a different look. Yeah, like you have like small LEDs, mobile LED lights here, because we need to move fast on the go, but you need a high-powered LED light to replace HMIs.
Correct. And to add on, I think LEDs have come a long way. Their CRIs and their color accuracy has greatly improved like the past 3 years. There'll be a discussion with the director to have that desired look, right? So the cinematographer will be in charge of that. So he will issue orders. Well, orders sound like so military, yeah?
Not orders lah, I mean like requests
to the lighting guy, which we refer to as gaffer. Can I say that ultimately it's also to ensure the director has enough good footage to make it to the editing room?
Yeah, I mean, as our role is to cover anything visual. So we not only need to think of how to create nice images or emotive images that serve the story. At the same time, we also need to think of how you are shooting will affect the edit, in the post-production, like your 180-degree rule, the jumping of line. How do you match the shot sizes, the use of different lenses, like are you using a wide angle lens close up, or are you using a telephoto lens for a close up? So that kind of like builds into a language in the film, and that is constantly in our mind when we shoot something.
Yep. Listen to that, guys. These are words of wisdom. What route would you think is best to be a cinematographer? There's a debate between the school way, as in attending film school, and the non-school way, which is via experiences. What are your thoughts, bro?
Okay, I wouldn't lay out to the audience like which one is the best. I'll just like lay out the pros and cons. Okay, I came from a film school background. I studied in NTU ADM for 4 years. Okay, I would say I didn't learn a lot of technical skills in school, but what ADM gave me was a platform and an environment to be talking about films, exposed to film, day in, day out for a good 4 years. And also the network of people, your seniors. So after after you graduate, most of your seniors are still in the industry. They might be able to pull you into the industry. So that's a big plus point. Whereas if you go through the experience route, I mean, it's a good thing, but it builds more on your technical skills rather than your arts discipline. So yeah, depending on what kind of role you want to get into, as a DP, I feel you need to have a stronger arts background than a technical background, because technical stuff you can always learn on the job. Nowadays you can just Google, watch YouTube. They are easy to pick up, whereas the arts discipline is harder to come by because it takes time, it takes years to build out a foundation or taste.
There's this debate that I hear from some of my friends. If you go by the technical route, well, you need to pay your dues as a gaffer first to understand light.
Yes, you definitely need to understand lighting, because director of photography is a head of department for the light and camera department. So you cannot do without either one. I mean, it's good that you start off as a lighting department or a camera department to learn the ropes of a big production. So you know the hierarchy, you know each role does what, and you learn from more experienced gaffers, like how they achieve a certain look. So when I was a camera assistant, although I'm in the camera department, but I always observe the lighting department, like certain ways they do things, or I would just like take notes. Then I'll go and make friends with the gaffer and talk to them and ask them about, hey, why do you use this instead of this? And most gaffers in Singapore, they are more than willing to share. The best way to communicate with a gaffer is to talk about mood. Like if you have a mood board or you have a certain lighting style that you like, just communicate to them, and they know how to replicate that. So they'll come out with like lighting plans. Nowadays, like when I work with my gaffers, we don't even like talk on set. We just say, okay, we are going for this look, let's go. Then it's very fast. Yeah.
Okay, so what must one do to be a better cinematographer now? Let's say he already knows camera basic and has a bit of CA experience.
I think to be a better cinematographer is to really observe life, observe your environment. How I trained last time was that I would just sit in a place, in a park or at a void deck, and then I'll just look at people and look at how the light falls on a certain object or in the environment, and then I'll just be very in tune with your emotions. So like this kind of lighting, this kind of ambient, what kind of emotions you receive, you are feeling, then you just write it down and then maybe take a photo. So when you want to replicate a certain emotion in a similar environment in a film, you know, okay, these are the things I can do to evoke a certain emotion.
Can you describe a time when you disagreed with someone's artistic vision?
I mean, a lot of times, because we are in this creative industry where everybody has differing opinions, you cannot be always, always on the same page with the director or other heads of department. There's bound to be differing opinions. So it's just how you navigate that, maneuver through all these human relations.
EQ lah, a lot of emotional
a lot of EQ, because you cannot, because you are not always right. It's good to open your mind and just listen to what people have to say, and maybe you will learn more throughout this process. There are a lot of times where we have conflicts, with the directors, but we don't take it personally. It's just work. If I really don't like his idea, but I'll still do it for him because, he's the director. But at the back of my head, I was like, okay, if he got this shot, I'm going to try my shot next. So in the edit room, you let the editor or the director to just, choose.
So that's it, we get a bit personal now. What are some of your influences and current favorite lenses?
I watch a lot of Taiwanese films and I have a lot of friends in Taiwan. So naturally, my instincts will tend towards Taiwan, like Taiwan cinema.
Any favorite DPs?
Favorite DP, yes, Mark Lee, Li Pingping. I like him not just because of his works. I like him because of his attitude towards cinema, his attitude towards life. So yeah, I try to absorb his essence and try to embody all that he stands for lah. Because he's the kind of DP that is like come what may, like if you want to shoot a scene in a bright sunny day, in the script, but then it rains, but he will find the beauty in the rain to work with the director to say maybe we can do this, and then we can still make this scene work. So yeah, I feel that is something that for local DPs have to learn also, because we are always dealing with like weird weathers.
And you know what they say, right? Imitation is the
greatest form
of flattery.
Yeah.
So anyway, favorite lenses, maybe name 3?
Okay, my all-time favorite lenses would be the old Zeiss Super Speeds, the vintage Zeiss Super Speeds. It's quite a dreamy lens. And currently, I would say the Cooke S5. Yeah, my taste is more towards the more organic, the softer lenses. Some people like the sharp, high-resolution lenses, but yeah.
You like that soft focus?
Yeah, I like the organic look lah, which is also very Taiwanese lah.
Leading on, current favorite weapon of choice?
My current favorite weapon of choice would be the Alexa Mini LF. I mean, it's a full-frame cinema camera.
I hear already, I celebrate.
Yeah, because actually once you go full frame, when you get a taste of like the full frame cinema camera, it's just good to have lah on set.
Describe how one wants to navigate in this freelance world of Singapore, of becoming a cinematographer. It's like, do you attach yourself to a sifu, a mentor? Or
okay.
like if you're fresh out of film school, so then what's the best route?
I hate to say it, but a lot of people that just graduated from film school, they start calling themselves cinematographers. Then they start making some like YouTube videos or like TikTok videos. Then they call themselves cinematographers. I feel that is doing a disservice to our craft, because we have to really go through a lot of things before we call ourselves cinematographers. If you truly want to learn the craft, it's best you can just attach yourself to a mentor. There are a lot of us out there. You can just like drop us an email or just give us a call, and not necessarily it's like a one-on-one lesson. It could be attaching to the job as an intern. Like what I usually do last time, is just taking notes on set, observing people. Yeah, I think that's an in for people, because I think production is a very exclusive unit on its own. Like if you don't know people from production, it's hard for you to get inside. Yeah, so if you are willing to approach anybody and just ask for the opportunity, I think everyone will be more than willing to help out. Yeah.